Hey, welcome back to this video. This video gonna be long because in this video we are actually setting up Django application server as a backend server. So we will be launching two EC2 instances that will be our Django application server, and one EC2 instance will be our front end, where we will be setting up Apache to be our load balancing server. Okay, before we do that, I forgot to include in the private route table the NAT gateway. So because for our EC2 instances in the private network to talk to internet, we need to include NAT gateway. So I'm gonna just add edit routes here, and then add for the internet we need to use here NAT gateway. So this is our NAT gateway and save change. Okay, so that completes our network setup. So let's go ahead and do our launching. The first thing we need to do is create a security group. Okay, so we have a setup like the front end and the back end. So the front end is Apache load balancing server. So the internet needs to have access to this, especially HTTP and HTTPS traffic. We need to allow that traffic, and any traffic from our load balancing should be permissible to our backend Django application server. Okay, so that's the idea. Let's go ahead and create the security group. So I'm going to create first the security group for the front end. That makes sense. So I will call it load balancing. LB. Okay, sorry. Security group. So allows HTTP, HTTPS, and SSH from my IP. Okay, we need to select our VPC, Django VPC, and so this is blank. Let's add rules. So HTTP traffic, custom from anywhere. So this is for the public access, right? So that makes sense. And HTTPS, that's I'm also going to configure the HTTPS, so I want to include here, and sorry, custom anywhere. And I also need to have access to this, because to configure Django in the backend, I'm gonna use this as a Bastion host. So this will be SSH, and so I'm going to use my IP. Yeah, it picked my IP. That's good. So for the outbound traffic, all traffic to anywhere, that looks fine. Okay, create security group. So let's check one more time. LB security group inbound rule. So we are allowing HTTP, HTTPS, and SSH traffic. That looks good. Let's go ahead and create another security group for the backend Django application. So this will be Django security group, and allow traffic from front end load balancing server. And let's select the VPC. This is the VPC, and inbound. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna allow all traffic source. This is custom. So I'm gonna type ESG security and LB security group. Make sure this is it, and that's all. So within the description, outbound traffic, that's fine. Create security group. Good. So this is the first step. Now having security group, now we can go ahead and actually launch the EC2 instance. So first I'm going to, okay, let's go in EC2 dashboard. Should be, okay. Okay. Launch instance. So I'm going to launch, first of all, let's do it. Let's launch the backend first. Okay. So I'm gonna call backend server Django server 1. That's the name. You can give any name. And I have written my script on a Ubuntu base, so I'm gonna select Ubuntu server 22.04. That's all right. 64 architecture and T2 micro instance type. That's right. And we need to keep here hello world. Django application server. Looks like we have a keep here. I'm gonna select that. Let me confirm before I select that one. Do I have that? Django application server. Yeah, I have this. And network setting. We need to edit this one and select not default, Django VPC. And this is in private subnet 1. Yeah, that's how we want our Django application to be in a private subnet so that it's safe, secure. It's the like one additional layer of security. Auto assign public IP. We don't give any public IP to it. Okay, it's disable. And select existing security group. We have created here Django security group. And I leave everything as it is. Launch instance. So again, come back here and I can quickly create another EC2 instance. This will be Django server 2 and again Ubuntu server, that's right, architecture right, T2 micro right, keep here. This is Django application server and network setting. Let's put this in the right VPC here, Django VPC, and this we are going to put this in private subnet 2. So we want high availability, so they're in a different availability zone. No public IP, and the security group, we have our security group here, Django security group. That's it. So launch it. Now view all instance. Okay, we have now two backend EC2 server. So one is already running and another is in pending fetch. So let's go ahead and create the front-end EC2 instance. I will call it load balancing server, LB server. And again, I'm selecting Ubuntu image. Architecture T2 micro and keep here is Django application server. And let's put them in the right network. That's the Django VPC, and this is going to be in the public subnet because load balancing is your public facing component. So public subnet, and definitely we need to enable public IP address for us to access it. And select security group. We have created the LB security group here. And that's all. Let's check the summary. One instance, all good. Let me toggle this here. Okay, now we have already two server up and running. So now our job is to first I want to set up the LB server, the load balancing server. So in that server, first of all, we need to access it. And after we access to it, I'm going to configure it to be a Django, I'm going to configure Apache to act like a load balancing server. So before I do anything, what I intend to do is get the public IP address, yeah, and access to this, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'll put this screen on this side and minimize this and open the terminal on this side. So how it goes. Okay, alrighty. So let's access this SSH. I download Django application server Ubuntu paste the IP address. Yep, we want to, yes. So we are in. So to make things, bad permission. Okay, something happened here. Load key, bad permission. Okay, not a problem. So I need to do something here before it didn't allow me. Let me check the permission of this. So it's the read write. Okay, not a problem. chmod only 4267 by honor 00. Okay, that's all right. So let's go back and try accessing this now. Yeah, we are in. So this 10.0.3.234, that's the private IP address of our LB server. So we can see that here. This is the private IP address you can see here. Okay, so we want to give it a host names, right? So that we know that it's the LB server. That's something to do. So host name ctl set host name. Let's say LB server. I see. I understood. Root sudo su and host name ctl set host name. It's LB server. Okay, and also nano IP address. So this is the IP address. So nano it's the host, it's the IP address, is the LB server. Here, one more thing that I need to do is find the private IP of the Django server 1. That's the private IP DNS. So there should be somewhere there. Where is it? Okay, sorry guys, I need to expand this. Private IP address. Yeah, this is the private IP address, and that is gonna be Django server 1. And for this, that's the private IP address, and that's gonna be Django server 2. That's it. Okay, that's it. So we just save it, and that's beautiful. So now what you can do now is, since we are making this EC2 instance, as a load balancing server using Apache. So I'm gonna use my GitHub repo, pull it here, and then use the bash script to set up Apache load balancing server, right? So again, go to here. So I'm gonna pull this one. Yep, and git clone. It should be there, yes. And I know exactly where my script is, so I will just move that file. That's in the configuration, and that's the name of the script is, well, I said exactly, but I don't remember now. Django, it's a configure load balancing server. Yep, configure server to the current directory. We can make it big. Yeah, so we don't need this one, so we can run this now. Before I run this, yeah, this is important, I need to change something here. So IP list is going to be Django server 1, Django server 2. That's all. And let's check the permission. We cannot execute this, so let's make it executable. Yeah, now we can execute this. And relax. It will take a while. Beautiful. So looking at this, Apache service is enabled successfully. Okay, let's check systemctl status Apache 2.service. Beautiful. That's right. And one more thing I want to check is cat etc systemd system Django dot, sorry, not that one, cat Apache 2, sorry, etc Apache 2 sites available lbconf, and balance member. Beautiful. That's all I wanted. Beautiful. Okay, so I can All good here. Now second thing to do here is, obviously, let me log out from this. Log out. Exit from here. Okay. Exit from this. Yeah. So now second thing is to go to one of our backend server. So I plan to go to first Django server 1. Okay, Django server 1, and it has private IP address this. So I will copy the private IP address. And first what we need to do is we need to use agent forwarding to have access to the backend server. So for that we have that private key in my local machine. So I need to forward that private key to our bastion host using agent forwarding, and from there we can access. So to do that, this is the command. First check which key we have. So obviously we don't have that key attached here. So we need to add that key. So downloads Django. Okay. Yeah, identity added. Okay. Now let's run the list. It's there. Now you can do what you can do is now is ssh-a and ubuntu sorry, I copied the wrong. We need to IP address of the LB server, the front end. So we need to know the public IP address. Okay. Good. So we know that now we are in the LB server. Now from here, let's go to the backend server 1, Django server 1, copy the private IP address, and SSS Ubuntu this. Yes, we are in. So first thing that I like to do here is give it a name. Okay, so let's be again root. Okay, host name ctl set host name Django server 1. Okay, also update this in its host file. So nano etc host. Yeah, this is the IP address and name is Django server 1. Save it. That's all good. Now the thing that we need to do here is we need to set this off EC2 instance as we need to use this instance to run Django application server. So we will use our bash script. Again, we go here and we use this. So git clone. Yeah, it should be here. So I will just use move that file that I need. That's in the configuration and Django server configuration script in the current directory. It's here. So I'm gonna remove that which I don't need. I only have this one, and let's check it has a permission. Okay, I can execute this. So once I run this script, let's have a look at what the script does. As you see, it pulled the the GitHub, the code where there is a Django hello world or something, and it update the system, install Python, and it also use systemd for a service file, so that the Django application can be monitored using systemd. That's all right. So let me get out from here and run this script. So you see this instance is running in the private subnet, but still it has access to the internet. It's because of the NAT gateway. That's the beauty of writing a script. Once you write it, you just can sit back, relax, and see it's working for you. Lovely. We can do one quick test. Since we have our backend application is there, so do you think we can access it from the private public IP address? Let me try. There's nothing wrong in trying. Okay. That's not good. That's not good. What happened? So what I do is, I will actually check systemctl status Django systemctl status Django dot systemctl status. Yeah, Django service is running. It's running, okay. There's no problem. It's running, then it's running. So just log out from here. Maybe exit from here. Exit. Now we're in the LB server. Let's do one thing. Since I believe I need to start this sudo su systemctl restart Apache 2 dot service systemctl status Apache 2 dot service. Okay, go back and let's hit this. I don't like this now. What happening here? cd etc Apache 2 sites available. If I check server name, oh my goodness, I'm sorry guys, my script actually picked the private IP address. Okay, I'm sorry, that's how it's not working. Actually, I need to update my code. I will do that in later future. After this, that I need to pick not the private IP address, but the public IP address. Oh my goodness. Okay. You know what? I can quickly do that with script. So what I do is just exit from here. Not a problem, not a problem. And I believe we had our script here. Sudo su. It's LV. Find type name. What is the name? The name of the, look, I need to find my script now. Configure load balancing, Control C. Okay, now we know where it is. Home, Ubuntu. Yeah, okay, alrighty. So let's do that change quickly. Okay, so there's a command. If I do call ipinfo dot IP output input, it gives me, could not resolve host, call ipinfo, sorry, IP info dot IP output just give me a sec. Let me bring up my local laptop. If I type this command here, ipinfo dot IP, oh, I must be doing wrong. ipinfo dot input output dash IP. Okay, now I know I was wrong. ipinfo dot IOIP. Okay, IO dash IP. Call ipinfo dot, yeah. You see, this gives us the public IP address. That's what I'm going to use in my script. Okay, so this is what I need. Nano configure. Instead of grabbing the server IP here, we just need to change call ipinfo dot input output, save it, and we can run this whole thing again. Okay, okay, let's check it again. I believe we can check right from here. Bad request. Very interesting. Very interesting. We're getting bad request. Okay. Now what I need to do is I need to go to the server 2. Sorry, server 1. And the private IP address. That's the private IP address. SSS, and let's go to Ubuntu @ yes, we are here in the LB. Oh, sorry, from here. Yes, SSH add. Okay, we need to exit again. Yeah, from here, let's try LB server. Yeah, we are in the Django server now. Bad request usually comes because we need to go to Django hello world. Nano hello world settings py. Let's find for host. Okay, it has allowed host, so my script actually put the value here, the IP address, the private IP address, and that's why it's saying bad requests. Okay, now I know what to do here. Actually, the request, because our Apache is acting as a load balancing server, which is a reverse proxy server, so we actually need to give the IP address of our load balancing server here. Okay, not all script went all right. Just get this public IP address and delete this and save it, and systemctl restart Django.service. Now it should be working now. Let's go back. Hey, it's interesting. What happens if I run internally? Let's say call Django server 1. We're getting the bad request. Okay, that's interesting, guys. I don't know what's wrong. Okay, actually it took me some time to figure this problem out. So, in our, okay, let me show you what's happening here. So let me exit from here, and I'm in the Django server 1. I will exit back to the LB server. So in the LB server, if you look at the reverse proxy configuration, okay, let me see at that. Let's see Apache 2 sites available. Okay, actually balance member is Django server 2, Django server 1, right? So that's how we put these details here. Again, the problem is with my script, so I didn't change this. So what I'm gonna do is, now on the fly I will change the script. So now I'm going back to my Ubuntu server 1. Okay, I'm in the Django server 1. So what I need to do is, I need to run my script one more time. So that's my script there. Let me be root, okay, and nano Django server configuration script. There is a server IP. Actually, I don't need to go through all these details here, because it's good to have this. I will just comment this out here, and I need to do hard code. The server IP is Django server 1. That's it. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the service systemctl stop Django, systemctl Django.service. Yeah, and I'm gonna also delete this one here, rm Django hello world. Yep. Now I'm going to run this script one more time. Alrighty, so let's go to the browser and try accessing our load balancing server. So that's the public IP address, and hello world. That's beautiful, isn't it? So since we are trying to show here the load balancing, so what I'm gonna do here is actually go back to okay, which server we are now? Django server 1. Change that hello world to this is server 1. Okay, so cd Django hello world, cd hello world, and nano hello views of UI. I'm gonna change this line here. Instead of saying hello world, it will say this is from server 2 behind the load balancing server. Okay, no, just say this is from server 2. Make it simple. Now just restart the service. Systemctl restart Django. Okay, now we can go ahead and just refresh this. This is from server 2. That's wonderful. Okay, that's wonderful. Now let's go ahead to our another server, which is Django server 2, and let's do this everything. So this time we want to be very, very, very clever. Let me get the private IP address. And exit from here. So I'm in the load balancing server again. Now what I can do is I can access to that server from here. Ubuntu at the red. Okay, I'm in that server. So just like before, let's give it a name, Django server 2. Hostname ctl, set host name, which is Django server 2. Oh, I know what's the mistake here. Typo. And let's also update this Django server 2 in the host file. Okay, and we know the private IP address. Do we know? We know this is the private IP address, and Django server 2. Save it. Now we need to run the script here, right? So okay, let's go again back here to my GitHub repo here, and let's pull this here. Yep, and git clone. Yeah, it should be here. So I'm moving from this configuration. This is Django server configuration. Yeah, and remove that file I don't need anymore. Okay, this time I need to be careful here, right? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to modify one thing in my script. Instead of server IP putting the local IP address, the real, I'm gonna use the name. The server IP is Django server 2. So, and from here, let's run the script. Okay, so much learning when actually doing it. Yep. If you are still watching my video and the things that I'm doing, I really want to thank you. It's not because I want audience, it's just that I want to say what I'm learning, what I'm doing. Yes, I'm very passionate about this. Thanks for being the part of this journey. Woohoo, it's going well. Okay, I'm pretty sure this one is working. So what I do is I go to the browser and just, okay, if our load balancing is working, so when I hit our load balancer, that should distribute the traffic to the backend, Django server 1 and Django server 2, which we can see here. This is from server 2. Yeah, that's fine. Hello world. This is server 2. Beautiful, isn't it? Okay, let's do one thing here. Actually make that change. Say this is server 1. Well done. We have already, this is server 2, okay? Let's say I wrote wrong. I should give it, this is server 1 now. That's fine. Nano app view. This is gonna be, this is server 1. This is server 1. Okay, and what you can do is we made the change in the code. Yeah, that's beautiful. We just need to restart the service. systemctl restart Django.service. Boom. Let's go here and check. This is server 1, this is server 2, this is server 1, this is server 2. That's beautiful. Okay, right now we just configured Apache as a load balancing server. Now how do we do the sticky session? So when the traffic from the user hit the first server, the entire session, it should be attached to the same server, right? How do we do that? That's simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to my configuration here, and I'm just going to load balancing with the sticky session, and yeah, this is what I'm going to copy and paste. Okay, so let's exit from here. This is exit. I'm in the load balancing server. So what I need to do is go to etc Apache 2 sites available. Yeah, and sudo nano lbconf, and what I need to do here is simple thing. Delete this all, paste this, and of course I need the server name. What's the server name? LB server. That's the public IP address. And go to here again. We need to change. This is Django server 1 back. This is Django server 2, and that's all. Hit enter, and I need to enable one more module, which is Apache to enable mod, which is headers. And then Apache to enable site, which is and this systemctl restart Apache 2. Let's do it now. Okay, this is server 2, and I'm again refreshing this. I'm again server 2. That's interesting. Server 2. Yeah, that's interesting. So it's like a sticky session. I'm attached to the server 2 at the moment. So this is how we do the sticky session on the Apache server. Thanks guys for watching this video. In the next video, actually instead of using Apache as a load balancing server, we will be using AWS built-in application load balancer, and we will be setting up the target group, and we will include our 2 instances inside that target group, and the AWS load balancer will be targeting that target group. So we will also do load balancing as well as sticky sessions. Okay, then see you soon in the next video.